She carries what I would really regard as some kind of Verwoerden kind of upbringing.
Hello there guys and welcome to Daily Updates. The 2026 local election countdown has officially begun, with the Democratic Alliance being the one to say that they are looking to govern city of Johannesburg. While not the only political party that raised up their hand, the Action SA has also joined in to say that we are going to challenge the DA into the fight for the city of Johannesburg. Well, that is not really the most interesting news about the 2026 election, because the interesting part is that Helen Zille, the federal chairperson of the Democratic Alliance, has raised her hand to say that I want to be the mayor of the city of Johannesburg. She believes that Johannesburg needs a leader like her, who has been a leader in the Western Cape, to change it, to deliver service to the people of Johannesburg. Well, the debate has been going on for some time because there are people who believe that she's just clutching on straws. Others are saying she is the most qualified candidate to lead the city of Johannesburg. As of now, the race for city of Johannesburg has been entered by Helen Zille and Herman Mashaba. I really need to state that the city of Johannesburg is the richest metropolitan in South Africa. Now, you have a city like Johannesburg, rich as it is, but at one point the coalition government in that city gave us a party with 1% called Al Jamaa. They first gave us the mayor, who was then removed because he was clumsy. Then we got another mayor from Al Jamaa again, who was removed because allegedly he was involved in some shady schemes that led to him going to court. Now you have a party like Al Jamaa that really doesn't contribute a lot to the city, to the parliament, and you still give it a position of a mayor. Of course, the ANC, the EFF, the Patriotic Alliance, they knew that they are in power, they are in charge. As much as they put Al Jamaa on the seat, they are in charge. Well, we can see now that Dada Morero has taken the seat, but looking back at the coalition government in Johannesburg, it's a shame. The only one that really impressed us to give us hope that something can happen was when Herman Mashaba was given the seat from 2016 to 2019. Mind you, by that time, he was in the Democratic Alliance. Today, he's a man on the opposite side, the Action SA, and on the other hand, the Democratic Alliance, Helen Zille versus Herman Mashaba. Well, it is the start. The EFF, the ANC, the Patriotic Alliance and other parties have not really put their members forward to say, this is who we want to take over Johannesburg. As of now, we have the DA and the Action SA. That is why we look into the fact that who's really more qualified between the two and who really needs to take over between the two candidates. Let us first look at Helen Zille and the Democratic Alliance there by the Western Cape, the city of Cape Town. Well, when you look at the statistics, the city of Cape Town is the best performing municipality. The best performing metropolitan is the city of Cape Town. They are delivering service. But if we want to look deeper into how is this city of Cape Town the best performing, we really need to go back to the map of the city of Cape Town to understand what is really going on there by the Western Cape. Here we have part of the map of the Western Cape, more specifically the city of Cape Town, where the Democratic Alliance is in government. So now if we have a look at how the map is really shaped, you'd really look at the fact that on this part you have Guguletu, you have Khayelitsha, you have Mitchell's Plain, the Cape Flats, and you have this side, you have Inyanga, you have Langa. Those are the places where the service delivery is very poor in terms of the city of Cape Town. Gang wars are the talk of town because even Johan Rupert, when he was at the Oval Office, reprimanded Johan Steenhuisen to say that you are speaking about the genocide, you are not defending it, but you know that you are in government in the city of Cape Town, but the gang wars there by the Cape Flats, it is shocking. Each and every week there are more killings than you can ever compare to the white genocide. Now, this part of the map is where service delivery is very poor. Then you have to go to Camps Bay, Table Mountain, you have to go to Cape Town, Greenpoint, Sea Point, Wynberg. These are the areas where everything is going perfectly. These are where you know that service delivery is the one that is accounting to DA being given the top position as the most performing municipality. But if you compare this part to the part here, it is quite a shame because it doesn't really balance. You have the other part that is very rich, that is enjoying the life, and the other part that is struggling, and the killings are the talk of town. So really, if you want to talk about the statistics, you are going to win as the Democratic Alliance. But if you face reality, you would understand that the city of Cape Town is very unbalanced. But it is not the only place that is unbalanced. You go to places like Sandton, you go to Alexander, it is also unbalanced. But the focus here is on the city of Cape Town because reports are saying it is the best performing. The DA also agrees, but if you look at the people on the ground, it says the difference because they are struggling, people are dying. Some of these politicians cannot even go to Cape Flats because they know that it is a very dangerous place. The statistics are putting everything together and saying that it is the best run. But what about the people on the ground? On the other hand, criticism can be passed to Helen Zille for the choice of statements that she makes. One that we can really look at is when she said that actually it was on the 26th of May 2025. It's just a few days ago. She said that Afrikaners took all opportunities very seriously, educated their children into professional skills and out of poverty, built huge enterprises from the bottom up, nothing stopping everyone else from following that example. Well, that is not the only statement that she made in the past about this thing of race. It has been done in many occasions, and really people can have both sides. One can say that, well, she's correct because the corruption that we see from black leaders as compared to how the Afrikaners and other people like white people are doing, it really shows that black leaders don't really care about building and success of their people. So, and on the other hand, people could really say that she seems like a racist. How would we want Helen Zille, who's really passing racist remarks, to lead a city like Johannesburg? She's only going to care about giving service delivery to white people, rich suburbs. So it could really count against her. And on the other hand, it could count for her because it would show that she really wants accountability and service to all people. Now, enough about Helen Zille. Let us dive a bit into Herman Mashaba, the leader of Action SA, who's also looking to be the mayor there by the city of Johannesburg. Well, Herman Mashaba is the executive mayor of the city of Johannesburg from 2016 to 2019. He had a lot to do, especially when he did this thing of insourcing of security guards, working together with the economic freedom fighters. And you could see that he's changing the lives of some of the people, especially those security guards, because, well, you could see that they ended up getting paid better than before. I just want to read one paragraph on this statement, which says that insourcing represents a departure from the past practices of the city of Johannesburg, which saw over 700 million rands being paid annually to politically connected security companies. Each security guard earned under 4,000 rand per month, while the security companies received more than 12,000 per month per security guard. So basically the security guards were being robbed, and Herman Mashaba, working with the economic freedom fighters, they decided that we are no longer going to pay the security companies directly. We are going to insource and pay you, the security guards, directly without really going to the middlemen who are the politicians running these businesses. Those are part of the things that you could see that Herman Mashaba was looking to improve Johannesburg. And I looked at the fact that he looked at service delivery, he looked at improving the buildings, he looked at really improving and taking over the buildings those that were hijacked, because we can see in Johannesburg a lot of buildings are being hijacked. Go to Hillbrow. You will really be surprised that is this South Africa where I am at? Because the conditions of those places are really shocking. Now, fighting for the people in the city of Johannesburg is one thing. If we go back in the past, we are really going to see a rather different picture. Let us look at what Herman Mashaba once said when he was a member of the Democratic Alliance. He said that in all the years I have known Helen Zille, including reading extensively about her beautiful life, anyone calling her racist is actually racist herself or himself. Helen is one of those SA I personally hold with the highest esteem. I am proud of her as my fellow South African, period. Well, this was brought by Zille Brink when he showed that, Herman Mashaba wants to take over the city of Johannesburg and he is criticizing Helen Zille, but really, he must look at the mirror. Well, he did come back to that post to say that I was misled by her posture at the time. I officially retract this view of Helen Zille. I unreservedly apologize for thinking the way I did then. Mr. Brink, use this new clip for future reference. Well, that was not the only statement by Herman Mashaba to the character of Helen Zille, because the next clip from Newsroom Africa is the latest one, and it speaks of who Helen Zille really is. Please have a listen.
And when I started working with DA, I started seeing some signs from her that got me worried, that she carries what I would really regard as some kind of Verwoeden kind of upbringing and ideology, because she's the person, when I was the mayor, who actually fought and developed a campaign work with some of the white councillors in the city of Johannesburg to be against me for providing services to poor black communities, attacking me, getting those councillors to attack me as to why spending funds of their constituency in communities where people don't work, they don't pay taxes, and don't vote for the DA. And on numerous occasions, you can ask anyone in the DA who was in the Federal Council at the time, on numerous occasions where I raised issues to asking for protection, that these people are actually hurting me really deeply as a black person. Also, the reason I got into politics because of the inequality in our country created by many years of brutal apartheid, created also by many years of ANC failure. Therefore, as a mayor, I have a constitutional obligation to provide services to everyone, not only those who supported me.
So basically, after looking at both Helen Zille and Herman Mashaba, the Democratic Alliance and Action SA, one really needs to be careful into looking at who's really deserving in terms of becoming the executive mayor of the city of Johannesburg. Well, there are other candidates who have not thrown their names into the hat. Well, if you are going to give me the name of Dada Morero, I'm probably going to think that you are drunk, because we don't need to mention Dada in the next elections. We don't need to even speak about Al Jamaa. Well, the Patriotic Alliance, maybe we can speak about them, but not at the top. The EFF, I don't know who they're going to put forward as that person who can become the executive mayor, because they do get a lot of support. Maybe, just maybe, if we get someone who's really credible enough to go and lead, we can put them in the debate. But as of now, it's Herman Mashaba and Helen Zille. Well, one thing I need to say about Helen Zille is that she's been there. She has done it all. She's been there in the local government making decisions. Now she's the federal chairperson of the Democratic Alliance, and one would really think that is a fair position for him. Why on earth would Helen Zille really put her name into leading the city of Johannesburg? I regard Helen Zille in the same cycle as people like Paul Mashatile, Cyril Ramaphosa and the likes, not in terms of how good they are, but in terms of how old they are. They've been there. They've wanted to change. They've done good. They've done bad. They need to go back and just rest. So basically, Helen, you've served your term. You've done everything you could do. People appreciate it. Some really hate you for what you could have done but did not do. Do you still want the stress of becoming an executive mayor? Really? I mean, I should be counting you as the next candidate come 2029 if the DA does better to become a president. But now you want to go back. You want to demote yourself to becoming the executive mayor with your public stance. I don't think the DA and Helen Zille are thinking right unless they are really trying to fool us, putting Helen Zille forward, and when the time comes, they put another candidate forward, because for Helen Zille, you've served your time. We don't need Helen Zille to be in the city of Johannesburg. The seat is not suitable for her. Whether she has a good CV, whether she's done good, that does not matter. Her time has passed. Now, on the other hand, Herman Mashaba, you still have a lot to offer. But the fact that you come from the Democratic Alliance, is it good enough? Are you really going to change that city of Johannesburg if you ever get that seat? Are you going to do good? That is the question. And according to me, I believe that if you speak about the city of Johannesburg, you only need two-party coalition. If you get two parties, then you are done. You can put the Democratic Alliance, you can put Action SA, they can work together. They don't like each other, but maybe things can happen, because if you are going to put the DA with the ANC or the EFF, things are not going to work, because those guys never do good. So you either have two parties if you want things to go well, or you have three parties if you want to see chaos. But then again, this is just the beginning. More still to come. Maybe we're going to get better candidates from the EFF, the ANC, and other parties, and the conversation is going to change. As of now, it's Helen Zille versus Herman Mashaba. If you ask me who I would pick, definitely Herman, because I don't trust Helen Zille. She's been there, but her time is up. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning into the channel. And really, if you want to support us, all you can do is subscribe to the channel or join the membership at just $5.99 per month. Until next time, cheers.